Cincinnati mother loses two babies in their sleep just a year apart. Tonight, she questions whether mold in her low-income housing unit might be connected. I-Team reporter Paula Christian investigates complaints against one of the city's largest affordable housing providers.
This investigation begins with one mother's heartbreaking loss.
So when you woke up, they weren't breathing?
They had blood and stuff coming out their mouth for both of my kids.
Denasia Shepard lost her 1-month-old daughter in 2023.
Manner of death?
It's undetermined.
Then 2 years later, she lost another child in seemingly the same way. Her 2-month-old son died in May. His autopsy report lists the same cause, sudden infant death, but notes a gene mutation and bed sharing as possible factors.
Do you think this is all connected?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Shepard lived here in a building owned by one of Cincinnati's largest low-income housing providers, the Preservation of Affordable Housing, or POA. These are photos from inside her unit. Many tenants tell me mold is making them sick. They complain of severe headaches, diarrhea, rashes, and breathing problems. In 2023, a 16-year-old girl died here at this building on Back and Hammer Streets across from Grant Park. Her autopsy report says it was sudden, unexpected death in epilepsy, but her mother says she never had seizures until she moved into this building.
When you told POA there's mold in my apartment, what did they say?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Now, they know about the mold.
They believe the source is a wet basement right below Shepard's old apartment. One tenant who lived next door to Shepard paid for professional mold testing in July. It shows abnormal levels of mold in her unit and the presence of Stachybotrys, which is sometimes known as toxic black mold.
It appears that a lot of sort of basic preventive maintenance is not getting done, so we're getting lots of calls about appliances not working, water leaks, potentially mold developing because of that.
Nick DiNardo is managing attorney at the Legal Aid Society of Greater Cincinnati. He says many tenants are complaining about POA.
Do you consider POA a bad landlord?
I don't think POA has been living up to the standards they should live up to. I think they've got a lot of work to do.
No one from POA would go on camera. Their statement says, in part, the safety, health, and quality of life of our residents remain our top priority. We take every concern raised by tenants seriously and are committed to addressing issues in the most timely and effective manner possible.
Since I first reported on POA in July, the city took action, requiring inspections on all of POA's near 1,000 units, a process that began on September 2nd and could take 3 months.
The problems that POA residents are describing are dire, says City Manager Cheryl Long. She says the city will address urgent health and safety issues found during these inspections.
No heat, no water, water leaks, no hot water.
Jill Porter says some tenants had no heat for weeks during the winter and waited months for a working stove. She worked as a property manager for POA before quitting in April. She says when tenants complained, managers would try to evict them.
They say don't believe the tenants are lying.
Retaliations against tenants who complain is illegal, but tenants are still fearful, like this one who says a rat infestation in the vents of her Over the Rhine building is making her sick. We are shielding the identity because of fear of eviction.
So is this the worst place you've ever lived? By a lot?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Shepard moved to a new POA property in July, a few blocks away on Republic Street.
When you moved into Republic, was it any better?
No. My daughter nose was bleeding. Out of nowhere, my 4-year-old daughter, her nose was bleeding. I've been having stuffy nose every time I'm in there. My nose be running, all that. And it's in a vent.
She and a neighbor got professional mold testing done last week. Results show major mold elevation levels in the basement of her new building and heavy fungal growth inside her neighbor's air vent.
When you go inside like these apartments and stuff, it's like it smells like a musty smell.
If you're living in bad conditions, the most important thing you can do is make a record of it.
Yeah, report mold or rats to the health department, report water leaks to the building department, and you know what? You should ask for an inspection. And it's very easy if you live in the city of Cincinnati. You can just call 311.
Now, Paula's going to have more information about what to do in her story online. Find that on WCPO.com.